So hello and good day to the viewers. So I, Hawan Allah, will become your moderator for today's podcast. So the topic for today's podcast is financial talk, secure saving, and today we're having economic and entrepreneurship department as our guest for this topic today. So can all of you introduce yourself?
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Tivia Ilangovin, semester 5, and from the Economy and Entrepreneurship Department. Glad to meet y'all again.
Hi, my name is Nurfaja binti Sakri. You can call me Kiki. I'm from ISMP Dasol, from Economic and Entrepreneurship Department, and I'm from semester 5 as well.
My name is Siti Numasita binti Rosli. Can just call me Siti. Also from semester 5 and Economic and Entrepreneurship Department.
Okay, thank you for the introduction, guys. So the topic for today's podcast quite interesting actually because it's involved money and saving. So the topic itself, financial talk, secure saving. Maybe the first guest that is can I ask Siti Nomasita about is financial saving is important to have nowadays? So maybe Siti Nomasita can share her opinion regarding with this question.
Yes, sure. For me personally, of course, financial saving is very important. I think everyone agree, right? We need to save at least some money that we can use as our emergency saving. Or some people might have separate saving, like for emergency and just saving for no purpose. Even though it's not for emergency, we still have some other target with our saving that we want to achieve, right? For example, you want to buy a laptop because your old laptop has many issues already. Then you can start saving money for that purpose. But not all people have purpose for their savings. One can just save for emergency in case something happens. Like especially with current situation right now, people losing jobs and we have prices of things going up. I think we are not well prepared for that because for some people it might be too sudden. I think that's why financial saving is very important to have nowadays. You can secure your life with your saving because we don't know when unexpected things will happen. Yeah, I think that's the most important part in saving.
Okay, what a great sharing from our guest. That is financial saving is important for our emergency cases, like maybe if we have some problem that is unexpected. So if we have that financial saving, at least it could help us a little bit, right? So thank you Siti for your sharing. So next, can I ask Divya about the second question, that is, what is your way to be financially stable?
Alright, so for me, the first rule is to control my impulse in spending, especially on unnecessary things. So like this is the biggest problem for many of us, especially the youth, right? So impulsive spending on like eating out, shopping, and online purchases is a big drain on our finances. So to avoid this, I won't download any shopping or any online kind of purchasing apps. And another thing is being disciplined we need to have a discipline in when it comes to saving our money. So this business tactics, or they like to say that like 11/11 sale, or like we have no any intention to buy, but just because of this kind of like this minor kind of business tactics or strategy, we might fall into it. So usually because I have a very strong discipline, so I won't easily fall for this kind of like marketing tricks or strategy till the thing is necessary for me. For example, like okay, I don't have a table to do my assignment, so then I will focus on searching for the best table in the online app. So till the thing is necessary for me, I won't give any attention. And not only that, I always evaluate on how I spend my money and see where or what I can cut on or reduce. So having this kind of like discipline in myself, like a mindset, like okay, this money should be for my future, means like I focus on future and I won't like, oh no, it's okay, we can, later we can save it. No, I don't have that kind of mindset. If I want to save it, just save it. So this helps me a lot in not buying unnecessary things. So yeah, that's all from me.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Tivia. Especially like the apps like Shopee or Lazada can be like what the people call nowadays poison or a racun in BM. Yeah. So yeah, if you see something like there's offer like 12 like yesterday, right? That offer happened. That's when you realize that you already spend without you realize that your money become more less and lesser. So yeah, the key here is what I understand right now is discipline yourself in terms of spending your money wisely. So yeah, thank you Tivia for your sharing. So next for the third question, I would like to ask Nofakiha about this question. What is your plan to increase your saving? So yeah, Fakiha.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so frankly speaking, I am someone who is quite wasteful.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
I love shopping. Yeah. And of course we all like that, right? So I always try do saving a lot of time, but it doesn't work. So this one day I cross over a video on TikTok. She says that she able to save 500 ringgit by saving RM10 for each post of her buyers. It was very interesting, so I give it a try. Okay, since my bias is Jungkook, he rarely posts something. So I think that if I depend on him, my saving will grow up.
안녕.
So what I do, I count every member's post, even though they post pictures or videos or just random status. I will count them, and you know what? I able to save 490 ringgit in November only. Yeah, because they were quite active in November, so I mean like wow. But this method is useful for people who have allowance or have income, because if you are students who stay at home, who didn't have your own income or doesn't have allowance, so it's quite hard, because where you will get the money to save, right?
Oh, yes.
True. But another way to save money, I think every time you got money from your pocket money from your parents or from the allowance, you can save at least 30% of the money you get. This for long-term saving. Like for what I did, I did two saving, one for long-term and one for short-term. Mainly for the short term is for things that I want to buy, like shopping, buying for unnecessary stuff, and for a long term saving is for my future purpose, even graduation. So it's very important to have saving for that. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. So thank you Fakiha for your great sharing and your opinion regarding on how to increase your saving. So it is a splendid way for us to make sure that we have the stable and great financial saving. So yeah, I would like to ask three of you regarding with this question, especially nowadays this question seems to come around from our society. That what do you think about working as a part-timer, especially for us as a student to do the part-timer? Maybe can I start with Siti and then Tivia and lastly Fakiha about your opinion regarding with this issue. So maybe Siti, you can start first.
Yeah, okay. For me, I have actually once worked as a part-timer at a restaurant for a while, but I quit because of study commitments, and I was too busy at that time. So what I have learned from my experience is that working as a part-timer is very beneficial for students because you can learn how to manage your savings. You know the hard work you put to gain that money, and you won't spend it on unnecessary things because you won't even get influenced by upon seeing Twitter threads on cute things you can buy on Shopee, because you know the hard work and the sweats and tears you put to gain that money itself. Plus it can help you gain more confidence, and because you deal with people, a lot of people, and you got many skills that you won't even learn in classroom in university. But for now, I think it is hard to find a part-time job while studying because most employers won't really hire employees nowadays because I think maybe there are declining incomes of the company, so they are more to rejecting people rather than hire new employees. I think it's hard to find jobs, but for me, working as a part-timer is very beneficial because you can spend your money more wisely. You know the differences between your needs and your wants, and I think that's all. Working as a part-timer is very beneficial because we know how to spend our money wisely to increase our savings.
Okay, thank you for your sharing. So how about you, Tibia?
Alright, as Titi talks about the beneficial, so I will talk about the disadvantages or the cons of it, right? So, okay, to be honest, I have no objections or like, say like, oh, students shouldn't work as a part-timer. So I have no any objection for students to work as a part-timer. However, my advice will be to re-evaluate your decision and have a proper preparation before you step into being a part-timer. Because you must aware that there are pros and cons of being a part-timer while studying. Just become a part-timer is different, but part-timer while studying is another category, right? So I will focus more on disadvantage part. So first of all, you need to balance your uni life and working life well. So being a part-timer during your studies will take up your time, right? So as a student, time is your greatest asset or assets, especially when your course like gets tougher, right? As your semester increases, the level of difficulty will increase. So you need to, or you will need to allocate more time to do your research and revision. So make sure that your part-time job is not burdening you to the extent that you are getting stressed, can't focus on your studies and miss your assignment deadlines. Unless you have a good time management skills and capable to cope with busy schedules, then proceed with that. That's all from me.
Okay, indeed, what we call it, the management of time is very important in this part. Especially we as the student must know to balance between the work life and also our uni life. So yeah, thank you Tibia for your sharing. So our last guest, Fakiha, will maybe can share a little bit about your opinion regarding this issue.
Okay, so both guests agree and disagree. The disadvantages of this part-time job. For me, I will be neutral because I used to work part-time too. I tried both physical and online part-time. But for both job, I work during my semester break and during my waiting for UPU. So for physical part-time job, I work at a mobile shop. I only work for like 1 to 2 months. It was during Ramadan. It was very tiring. Because we have to see, because there's not many customer come, especially during the morning. But when the evening, there's many customer. It was quite tiring when the customer didn't come, because we have to sit sit and wait. So it's very
Yeah.
tiring. Yeah. And then I quit because of personal reasons, and then I tried online part-time job, which is I do dropship. That time around 6 months I tried, and it was very I could say very beneficial for me, because when that time I didn't have allowance, because it was during, because I stayed at home, so we didn't get a pocket money from parents. So I able to get many money from that, many income from that. So but when I think, yeah, I agree with Tivia, that we have, as students, it was very challenging to manage your time between studies and part-time job. So what you need to do is you have to be very disciplined and commitment, and you have to make sure that if you want to work part-time, you are able to manage your time. If you are someone who are very hard to cope with your studies, so I think better you think wisely. But if you are someone who are able to manage your time well, I think it is good if you, especially if you have your like talent. If you are good in painting or cooking, baking, you can use that skills to make money. Yeah, because I've seen a lot of people especially during this quarantine, they use their skills for baking to sell the dessert they make. And also my friends, they are good in painting. They take commissions for the painting. So I think it is quite good, because you can gain your own income and it doesn't burden your parents. Yeah, so I think that's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Fakiha, for your sharing. So yeah, like me also, I previously also have done a lot of part time, like being a runner and also being a dropship also, and even I've worked as a, can I consider it as a full timer since I work at workshop. But yeah, all these three has give me a lot of benefit. Like before I enter UPSI, most all of the thing I buy with my own money. So that is the beneficial for having a financial saving. So yeah, that is a really great sharing and opinion from all of you regarding with this topic. So yeah, we are in this topic, right? So maybe any of you can share your recent project. I think that is buy don't buy.
Okay, so we have our IG shop for our department, which is buy.buy.co. Buy,
Oh,
buy, which is purchase. Don't buy this.
buy. Okay.
Yeah, means it was the name was from the previous console, so we used that name because it's quite unique. So
No, okay, okay.
during before we start this semester, we have made a survey on what products should we sell on our IG shop, and now we are still doing some research for the stocks, and yeah, and we have a lot of preparations to make. So you guys can stay tuned for that. It's a surprise. We cannot reveal the
Oh.
product yet. It's a surprise. Soon we will. When the times come, we will reveal the product. So yeah, just follow our IG shop to stay tuned for more updates.
So yeah, viewers, don't forget to show your support, especially to our EAS Society, by following buy.buy.co. Is that right? Yeah. To show, like, to maybe we can show our support by buy their product and so on, right? Maybe if some of you have any suggestion also, you can leave a comment there so that economy and entrepreneurship department can maybe figure out, right? Yeah. So I think that is all from me. So I would like to express my gratitude to all of our guests for joining this podcast. The viewers, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this YouTube channel. So, goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you
Bye.
for joining us.
For having
Okay,
us.
thank you.